Hello, folks. Welcome to yet another episode from Shady Reviews. And today we are going to review the fragrance called Leather from Ahmed Al Maghribi. Now, Leather was on my wish list. Why? Because this was hyped up so much. And why it got my attention is people were saying that this reminded them of the old school Tuscan leather perfume. Tuscan leather, as you all might know, is one of the iconic leather fragrances from Tom Ford. And when it came out, I think back in the early 2010s, it was a revolution in perfumery. No one had smelled that kind of leather. People were equating that smell to the addictive cocaine. And the old school Tuscan leather had a very prominent raspberry note right at the top, very prominent. And it used to be a beast. It could project for hours together, and which led to its iconic status. Now, I had a small sample of the old school Tuscan leather. I got it somewhere, I think around 10 years back, a 10 ml sample. And that smell still lingers in my head. And to me personally, that 10 ml sample of Tuscan leather is the greatest perfume that I've ever smelled. And I've been looking for that kind of a smell ever since. Okay, so when I had that 10 ml, the old school Tuscan leather perfume, and I put it on, there were instances where people, complete strangers standing around me, used to move a little bit closer to me to just get a whiff of what I was wearing. So I had that experience a couple of times. And the old school Tuscan leather used to project like, no one's business. It had a strong aura of around 3 to 4, meters for the first 3 hours. And even after that, it never died down. It was still, pushing. And that raspberry note at the top was something to die for. It was not sour. It was not too sweet. It was just, perfect. And it was also in the right harmony with the leather. So that kind of, I think, a contrast, raspberry and leather, was never done before, and that combination blew me away also. So ever since then, I've been trying to find that combination. Now after my sample ran out, what I did was I took the leap, and I thought, okay, let me because like I said, to me that was the greatest perfume that I ever smelled. I said, let's buy a full bottle of Tom Ford Tuscan leather. And I spent a bomb for this. I bought this, but once I sprayed it on, I was so disappointed. It's not a bad scent. It's definitely one of the best leathers still existing in the market. But compared to, its old self, this is nowhere. It's not even in the shadow. There's no raspberry note in this. I don't get any raspberry. All I get in the top notes are, saffron, thyme. It's a little bit green actually in the top notes. And then maybe a hint of florals, jasmine. Not even, I don't think it's as heavy as ombre leather. And in the end, it has a very nice leather, smooth leather, which is the trademark, the dry down and everything. But it was still missing that that raspberry note right in the top. So what I did, I tried going after clones, to find out La Yuquam, from Rasasi and other clones I tried to, but I'm still not getting that old thing, and that memory is still very vivid in my head. Now coming to Ahmed Al Maghribi leather, this was hyped as old school Tom Ford Tuscan leather. The reviewers said that it's beast mode, it's got that raspberry note, and that caught my attention. I had to buy this. And it's a pretty good deal, very good value for money, I would say. I picked this up for around 1,800 Indian rupees, 50 ml a bottle. I think it's close to less than 25 US dollars. and compared to this, it's probably one tenth the cost, or maybe even even a better bargain price wise. Coming to the bottle looks nice. It's glazed out. It's heavy, thick glass around. It's got a nice. It looks like wooden or probably a plastic cap, but which gives that wooden feeling, and it's got a very nice, I'd say, sprayer as well. You can see the sprayer over there. It gives out a nice burst of the perfume. Now coming to the notes over here, if you go to the website, what's listed is saffron, thyme, and then leather. Again, there's no raspberry listed in the notes. And do I get raspberry here? That reminds me of old school Tuscan leather. The answer is no. And I'm not saying this in a bad way. This definitely smells sweet on my skin. There is some fruitiness to this, but it's not the smell that I am looking for, or the memory that I have in my head of that old school Tuscan leather. It's sweet, and it's a little bit sour as well, but it's not matching the old school Tuscan leather. So for people who are selling you on that, saying that it is a replica of old school Tuscan leather, I think no, it's not. But let's leave aside Tuscan leather for now. But coming to the scent profile itself, it's quite good. It's got that slight fruitiness which is there, a little bit sour. In my opinion, maybe I don't know what element is contributing to that. Is it the saffron or the thyme, or maybe a mixture of the both? The opening is quite good, and it's very, I would say, loud for the first 30 minutes or so, and then it doesn't project too much. So after 30 minutes, I'm not getting that, that beast mode. Okay, so when you're talking about beast mode, I am looking at least 2 to 3 hours of massive projection, but this is not that. Maybe for 30 minutes it projects, but after that it comes closer. It's not projecting heavily, but it doesn't become a skin scent also. It's still there. Longevity of this is very good. Now after 20 or 30 minutes, the fruitiness gets toned down a little bit, that sourness goes down, and the leather starts kicking in. And the leather, it's quite similar to the leather on the current Tuscan leather. It has got that nice smooth texture, but I would say that the leather that you smell on Tuscan leather is more refined. It's more smoother. This is there, but it's not as smooth as the original Tuscan leather. Now having said that, it's still a very good deal for the price that you're getting, and this kind of a leather, I like this leather. It's not that I don't like it. It's a little bit more harsh, and sometimes I like this better even than the current Tuscan leather. When it comes to sillage, again, I don't think it's a beast in sillage. It is there. I don't think it leaves a very big trail wherever you go, but still it's decent sillage, I would say. And in terms of longevity, I get around 4 to 6 hours on my skin, and on clothes it stays for much longer. I can even pick up the scent the next day as well if I spray it on my clothes. And also just thinking about the top notes, that fruitiness, that kind of sweet thing, it reminds me a little bit of this one, Velvet Oud by Latafa. This also, when it opens up very sweet. So this that fruitiness is similar to what I get here, but the difference here is Latafa Velvet Oud, it stays airier. The leather doesn't kick in too hard, and it's not harsh at all. But here you get that nice Tuscan leatherish kind of feeling with that fruitiness on top. Now occasions to wear, it's very hard to find an occasion to wear leather. If you're a leather aficionado, then of course you will find more occasions to wear this. But otherwise, this one is very weather specific. You can't wear it when it's too warm. This is more of a winter scent, and even if you're trying to wear it in spring or even summer, I would say pick a cooler evening and then wear it. So it might suit evenings in the spring and summer, provided you don't overspray. But for winter, it will be a good scent. And coming to the occasions that you can wear this, you can wear this if you're dressed very formally. I think this will suit this. The perfume will suit the scent. For example, if you're wearing a formal suit with a bow or a tie, and you wear this will actually suit that. Or it's the other way around. If you're extremely casual, if you're wearing a leather jacket, or if you're going for a trip, an adventurous trip wherein it's cool, airy, etc., then you can probably wear this. So it's not for regular office use, I would say, because it's too heavy, and sometimes this kind of smell can offend people around. People may not be digging the dark or harsh leather scent. So I would say highly formal occasions, fully dressed, properly dressed with a suit and all that, it might suit. And then also, very casual occasions, this thing will suit. And is it a blind buy? I would say no, definitely not a blind buy. Please test it out if possible, and then make the leap. It's not too expensive, but if you look at me now, I did a blind buy, but I don't reach out for this too often. Why? Because there are very few occasions where you reach out for leather, and whenever that happens, I go for Tuscan leather. And given the performance is almost the same between these two, I don't feel there's a need to go for this. Go for the original, and it will still last me another 5 to 6 years, given the frequency that I'm wearing. But if you're short on cash, if you want a value for money deal, I would definitely pick this over Tuscan leather, because you're getting almost the same profile, probably 90%. You can't put a percent, but it's very close to it. So it's definitely value for money. You're getting it at around less than $25, 1,800 Indian rupees. So definitely I'd say value for money. If you're in two minds, if you're a leather fan and you want to choose between the two, I'd say try this one out first and get a sample of Tuscan leather. And if you feel that there is a difference, notable difference, then take the leap and get the Tuscan leather bottle. The bottom line, very good scent, very similar to a Tuscan leather, job well done, and I think good value for money. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. If someone has actually tried the very old, the 2012 or 2010 Tuscan leather, and do you think this is similar to that, let me know in the comments. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.